It's every parent's worst nightmare, fearing for your son's life after being told by police he's been groomed to run drugs. It started when Thomas went missing, aged 14, for 8 days.
It was just complete and utter jaw-dropping shock. We were told by the police that he'd been found with a gang known to them for extreme violence. They had never come across a minor like our son involved in that level of criminality.
Hannah is a civil servant and had high hopes for her son. A gifted boy at one of the country's top grammar schools in the home counties, he wanted to be a lawyer. Then, aged 13, it all changed.
He was found in the company of an adult male, and it's just a horrible, horrible feeling. Somebody outside of your house having more control over your son than you do as a parent.
Last year, ITV News revealed a leaked Home Office report showing gangs across the country are using children as young as 12 to sell their drugs, children being less likely to attract attention from the police. Hannah's story shows that despite increased awareness, the authorities struggle.
He was in the thick of this enormous criminal world, and yet he was just returned to our house, and we were just supposed to get on with our lives, with him seeing a support worker once a week, which failed immediately because he just refused to engage.
He was just 13 when it began, and he told the authorities he felt threatened by an adult. 2 child abduction notices have been served, and officials have indicated Thomas could be found to be a victim of child trafficking. But because he won't testify, little can be done. Instead, it's left to his mum to gather evidence. Since last summer, she's reported him missing 120 times.
They are not able to move things on unless there is evidence of coercion, but it could be verbal coercion that the police aren't going to see. So it then becomes my responsibility to amass the evidence, and it's incredibly draining. If you recognise that he has been groomed, then you have to recognise that that testimony isn't going to come.
In many cases, children groomed at a young age refuse to testify and they end in prison. The opportunity to prevent this missed. And then another difficulty for parents and police alike. That moment a coerced child becomes a willing accomplice. Is he a victim? Because he sounds like he chose to do it.
There is no doubt in my mind that he has been groomed. We were told by the police at the time that he went missing that he had been exploited. There is something wrong if children are treated the same as those who have groomed them. It's the groomers we need to be targeting.
Now Hannah is faced with an impossible choice.
To get the evidence, you're almost looking at getting your son criminalised because there is nowhere else to go. It's highly unlikely now that he's going to pass any of his exams. It's literally gone from quite a rosy looking future for him to doing everything I possibly can just to keep him alive.